Hello world, this is what I made up today, but before we start cooking, here's the ingredients list. So first off, we got thin cut pork. I usually buy a whole roast and then I cut it up myself. It's cheaper that way. I love this brand. It has more soy flavor than actual salt. Any vinegar will do, but I like apple cider. Don Saison, I use this on pretty much everything, so I'll provide a link in the bottom so you can buy it as well. I live in the south, so I have to have this in my spice cabinet. And a rolling onion. Or just an onion. Sweet. Now that we know what we're working with, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, before we get started, we gotta sharpen our knife first. Since I'm planning to grill this onion, I'm going to go ahead and slice this lengthwise rather than cubed, so we want them long. Let's go ahead and fast forward through this. I'm sure you know how to cut an onion. Cut an onion safely, that is. Yeah, this one was pretty fresh, so I'm cutting with my eyes closed. Alright, here we go. That's all cut. Alright, so now we're gonna do the marinade, and since we don't have a lot of time, we're just gonna put it all together. We'll start off with soy sauce. I never measure anything, but let's just say that's about a tablespoon. Vinegar's next. There's no real sequence to this, but that one's about, I don't know, a third of a tablespoon. Tony's, let's say it's a teaspoon. Don Saison, probably three teaspoons. Alright, and we want to make sure all sides are coated, and we'll go ahead and mix that around. And looks like I changed my mind, just a little bit more Tony's. Here's the onions that I cried over. Just putting that on top, mixing that in as well, so that they can get the same flavor. And off to wash my hands. So this is my new wave because I don't have a grill. It's actually really nice that I don't have to go outside and get a coal going or anything like that. So I'm going ahead and putting it on the grill, making sure that it's all laid out evenly. It's nice and marinated. This. Throw all these guys on top as well. And off to wash my hands again. So I usually just put 12 minutes or by reflex, but I watch it. It usually takes about like 4 to 6 minutes on each side. So this is about the time that it starts smelling really good. But actually, to complicate things, I changed my mind. I definitely regret this because I want to put onions as part of the side, and on top of that, it's really hot and they're everywhere. So I'm gonna go ahead and take them out. And I'm gonna give the pork a little bit more seasoning. And by little bit, I mean a lot. Alright, now that we got the onions, let's go ahead and get started on the side. So here's the ingredients list for the side. So first we got some shredded cabbage. Then we got some butter. And some leftover rice, as you can see. And of course, the onion that we worked hard for. This is my secret to getting tasty onions. Alright, let's go get started on the side. I like to use a wok. So first we'll put some of that butter in, however much you want.
Cool.
We'll put those onions in.
Throw the okra.
We'll go ahead and saute them. And of course, magic. That's my way of caramelizing onions. So now we threw the cabbage in. We're going to make sure it's all even. And the rice, however much rice you want. This one I want it pretty even, so I didn't put the whole thing in. And here's some showing off my moves for you. And good thing it wasn't on focus because some fell. Alright, after the pork is done, let's go ahead and take it out, but this time we'll use some tongs so that we don't burn ourselves like I did last time. So we'll take those out one by one. So this may be a small detail. It's a suggestion, you don't have to do it this way, but I usually cut my pork perpendicular to its striations. This makes the pork softer to chew. Alright, let's work on the side, but let's make it look cool. For this we'll use a bowl, and we'll take this stir fry that we just made, and we'll go ahead and put it on the bowl and put a little bit more than usual because we will squish it. You've probably seen this in some Asian restaurant. The trick to doing this is taking the plate, putting it over the bowl, and then you flip the whole thing upside down. And you take the bowl out, and voila! And last but not least, we top it off with pork.
Oh crap.
Carefully.
See how much we didn't put on top.
Oh, and I totally forgot another ingredient. Sriracha, of course. So we'll use this to play with our food. Make it look pretty. Or not.
I think we have to start over.
Alright, you flip it over. Meat on top. And, yep, alright. Here we go.
Much better.
Alright, here we go. This is tis the season pork. Now comes the most important part, taste testing.
Hey, Rodney, try this. It's pretty good. So, I had this all morning. See what you think.
Chicken's kind of salty.
It's not chicken, it's pork. Oh my god.
Well, with the right ratios, I'm sure you guys will make it better than me. But that's how you make tis the season pork.
Crap. Okay, let's do that over. Alright. Oh my gosh.